What?
Oh my gracious.
What's going on there?
She looked like a damn ant.
I mean, your head is not supposed to be that big. She was just desired by everyone. You go from that to being a monster, and many, many times where
they like up their lips or whatever.
Yeah, they just start going in, and a little bit of this. My nose is a little too long, and this is a girl that I knew, and I hadn't seen her for a while, and I saw her like 2 years later, and it looked like someone punched her in the face because she just had swollen cheeks because she had decided to put filler in her face, and I don't know her that well, so it's not like I can say, "Hey, what the f are you doing?"
And that's the thing too. Is like when people get these, when people have such insecurities, we all have insecurities. Believe it or not, I got a few insecurities. All right, yeah, I get it. I'm a fine MFer. I'm a bad MFer. You look at me, you're like, you got insecurities? You? Please. I wish I looked just like you, Van. And I'd be like, yeah, I know. But, you know, whatever people do to cover up their insecurities, I don't fault them for it. You know, everybody handle their things how they handle their things, man. Because nobody has to deal with what's in their head other than them. Everybody, we all deal with our own stuff. And sometimes it's not about how other people see us. A lot of times it's about how we see ourselves, because we have something in our mind of what beauty is. A lot of times society helps us with that because they set the standard. You know what I mean? They set the standard. That's why people cannot have one skill in the world, but post pictures of themselves on social media and be rich as hell by simply saying, ooh, selfie, and get millions of views and people wanting to be close to them, and these social media platforms wanting to pay them for just taking a selfie just because they're beautiful by the standard that we set. But you know, when people do these things to cover their insecurities up, I clown them still because I'm a little silly. You know, I make fun of people all the time. Not supposed to, but I do also realize that it comes from a real place. Like, people are just foolish. You know what I mean?
Like, don't do that. Like, whatever you're doing, you got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things like, okay, this is what you're doing now, huh? You just like, you're like, you know, it makes like this stick up, and that takes away the crow's feet, you know, because it like stretches everything out.
Right.
But it also makes it look like your face is swollen.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like, I've seen some young, very attractive girls get plastic surgery, and they almost end up looking like an older woman trying to look young, even though they were young to begin with and looked young.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's weird.
It's stupid.
Well,
it's dumb. And I don't agree, Joe Bizzle for Shizzle. I don't agree. Joe Bizzle for Shizzle says people can do whatever they want with their body as long as they aren't hurting anyone else. No, I don't agree with that. Not at all. Because a lot of people put themselves in harm's way because they don't appreciate what God blessed them with. And then they end up dying prematurely. Have y'all heard of the comedian DC Young Fly? Y'all heard of the comedian DC? DC Young Fly, really dope cat, in my opinion. Very cool. The mother of his children, and I don't think he married her yet, but I believe that whether he married her or not, that was the mother of his children, and he was still with her. And they were raising a family together, and she was already gorgeous. If you will see this young lady, she was absolutely gorgeous. And I'm speaking of her in the past tense because something that she used to like to do is get her breasts and her butt filled up or build up or exchanged out or something like that, or her stomach contracted a bit more, like the fat taken out of her. She used to go and get those surgeries a lot. And I'm talking about from the best surgeons. She wasn't even going to Dominican Republic and doing it for the cheap, or going to Puerto Rico and doing it for the low. She was actually going to the best of the best surgeons in Miami. And he was paying for it while he was out on tour, you know, doing his thing, making money, being funny, blessing people with his gifts. And she ended up getting on one of them tables and dying, leaving behind like 2 or 3 children, man, because of those insecurities. And sometimes we all say what's in this comment right here by Joe Bizzle for Shizzle, that as long as they're not hurting anyone, I'm good with it. Well, nobody knows that they're hurting anyone until they hurt someone. And she wasn't trying to hurt anyone when she was going to get the work done on her body that she got. But you can be damn sure that her husband, DC Young Fly, is hurt, and her children are hurt, and her mom and dad and sisters and brothers and cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents are all hurt that she's gone, because she went and got on those tables just to do something for herself. Sometimes we do selfish things that we think won't affect anybody, but it does. And I know that's going to the extreme, but at the end of the day, if you don't appreciate what God bless you with, then yeah, that part.
Body dysmorphia. You don't see yourself the way other people see you.
Yeah, by the same token, why do you want to gain a bunch of muscle and take steroids or anything? It could be seen just as up by...
Yeah, using steroids, yeah, but you want to be healthy and you want to be active and you want to be competitive, but men are protectors of our families. We have to have some physical health with us, and you're not going to always have a knife on you. You're not going to always have a gun on you. So you are the weapon. You are the wall that someone will have to go through in order to get to your loved ones. So it's good that you get in the gym and that you work out and that you train your mind to be better and more physical and those things. Now, you can definitely be OC with it, but like he just now said, when you start taking steroids and putting all them things in your body, I'm against that. That's when you cross the line, Jack. All right? That's when you cross the line, because people have died from those things as well. For real. I mean, I think last couple of years, I think we lost probably like 2 or 3 really well-known physical fitness gurus or something like that, I believe. And I'm talking about men and women. So yeah.
I don't know. I think when guys get jacked, it looks good.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
there's a difference.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, there's a level of body dysmorphia at both levels for sure.
Well, if there was something available for women, like there is for men, like, so men can take steroids and they can get jacked. Yeah. And you can get a guy that is just, a fucking pretty normal looking physique, and within 24 months, he looks like a fucking superhero. Yeah. Men want that. If there was a thing like that for women, where you could take this, and instead of like cosmetic changes, you would literally be more of a woman, because these guys are actually physically stronger. They can move faster. They have more power. Mm-hmm. They're a different version of a human being than they were before. But women don't have that. They just have appearance shit. You can make your ass look bigger. You can suck your waist in. You can get your ass stuffed with fat.
Right.
And it's not the same.
Watch, they about to show Madonna.
Jeff Bezos.
Not that he did, but if you could go from that looking like that.
Yeah. I fully support his jackedness. I like the way he lives.
Yeah.
But when you think about if there was a thing like that for women, so you could take a woman who has, like a twiggy body, just like kind of long and thin and not voluptuous, and they could all of a sudden take a steroid that turns them into Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah,
they would all take it.
Yeah, but I think it's less well known and educated about at scale among women, nor do they care to learn about it. They know plastic surgery, they know stuff they see in magazines, they know the celebrities they follow, but guys, we follow bodybuilders and people in fitness industry and whatnot, and it's a bit of a different exposure, I feel like, but it's actually hard to convince women that getting a muscular ass is better than injecting fake synthetic blubber.
Right.
So it's a whole different element of mindset for sure.
Well, have you seen the Madonna videos of her
Here we go.
on tour now? Have you seen these, Jamie?
Here we go.
Here, I'm going to send this to you because it's in bananas. I don't know what the hell she's
Here we go.
doing, but it is very strange.
How old is she now?
She's in her 60s, probably deep in her 60s, right? Here, I'm going to send this to you, Jamie. But, I mean, it looks like she's wearing a diaper. This is something this is madness. I mean, she's thin. I bet her body would look good if she just was this 65-year-old woman who's thin and fit. But instead, look at her butt.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, what?
Oh, my gracious.
What's going on there?
She looked like a damn ant. It don't match. It does not match. It's no different from these guys who work out up top all the time. Their chest and their arms are absolutely huge, but then their legs look like they're on some toothpicks or something, you know what I mean? That is not a match. It don't look good, but she went and paid somebody to make it fat. No, fatter. I wanted to be fatter. I wanted to be fatter. Fatter. It's like when you see these actresses who or when you see women just out and about and they're super tiny, but their breasts are like, because when they went and they had to decide which ones to get, I would go with the double B's, but them double F's look amazing. I know I'm a size 0, but them double F's, ooh, like, and somebody would say, well, that's her body. You're absolutely right. That's her money and that's her body. But guess what? When you're a public figure and then you put your figure out there for the public to see, then the public we now have a right to say something about it. Like people now say, Van, well, you're skinny and you're black. And I'd be like, thank you.
That is so insane. It's so insane because first of all, it doesn't make sense. Like you could not develop an ass like that and have such thin thighs.
Yeah.
It's not possible. And the only way that looks good to have an ass like that is to have those quarter horse thighs that go with it.
Yeah.
Like when you see a woman who has a big butt that she's developed from squats and then she has the legs that go with it, that's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. This is just sad. And also like when she moves around on stage now, she moves around like someone with arthritis.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
She ain't trying to pop them bags in her back pockets. You're not gonna move around super fast when you got those fun bags in your back pockets. If you move too fast, then you might. Do you want your back pockets to bust?
Know how you could focus on your performance knowing that you have like a fucking diaper sitting on you, you know? Because it's like I'd be thinking about, does this look, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think she's probably delusional at this point.
Gotta be.
I mean, you got to imagine what it's like. You go from being the object of total desire to everyone. Like when Madonna was 27 years old,
yeah,
she'd walk in a room, everybody like, holy shit, it's...
Man, when I used to see Madonna, I used to see pictures of Madonna. Oh my gracious. I do realize that how weird that is, okay? And I'm not trying to be... like, dude, I'm listening to this with my headphones on. I didn't cut on your daggone show so you can be in my ear talking about, I apologize for that. I'm just trying to make a point. And now that you interrupted me by being all judgmental, I didn't forget my daggone point. Forgot my point. But she used to be fine as hell. Madonna, man, everybody had a picture of her on their wall. Everybody. I'm talking about everybody in America. And if you run across somebody who's from America who claim, I don't care if they're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, I don't care. If they are American from back in those days, they had a picture of Madonna. All right.
She was so hot and she had this incredible body and she was so talented and she was just desired by everyone. You go from that to being a monster.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, when you see her at the Grammys, when her face was all swollen, you've seen those images?
I think so.
Yeah.
Find those images.
Yeah, those are extreme.
Yeah, her cheekbones was horrible. Her lips were super busted out. Like everybody, she just wanted to, like, I want to fix this and I want to fix this. I want a whole new face and I want a whole new, like that right there is not good for anybody. I don't care what you say, Joe Bizzle for Shizzle. We got somebody inside of the comments right now that they're wrong. They're wrong with everything that they say. And that's Joe Bizzle. One day they'll get on the camera and I'll introduce you to them. But you'll see one day.
Because they were so nuts that was the entire topic of conversation for most people after the Grammys. It was like, what the did Madonna do?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like,
that's wild.
That's wild. I mean, that's pure insanity.
It's like Addams Family shit.
Exactly. It's all
that's
fillers
crazy.
And I mean, your head is not supposed to be that big. Like, why does their chin stick out that
That's
much?
crazy.
And that's all things that were done to mitigate. Yeah, that's what she used to look like.
Madonna used to be amazing, man.
So that was her when she was young.
But when you at the pinnacle and you at the top and you are the standard, see, and that's the part that we cannot relate to Madonna on when it comes to, well, I'm sorry. I can't relate to. Some of y'all that's watching this, some of my supporters might be the standard of beauty where you're from. You might been the most beautiful person in your school, most beautiful woman, sexiest or most athletic dude in your school coming up. You probably was a standard at some point when it comes to how you look physically. All right. You probably are still the standard when it comes to your professional career or whatever you do for a living, maybe. But Madonna, she was the standard of beauty at some point in this country, in the world at some point, man. You know how Cyndi Lauper and a bunch you can name a whole bunch of people. At some point they were the standard. So if you're still living and you're still doing what you love to do, which is perform, then she remember those times way more than we do. I mean, from a more personal level, right? And because she looks at it from a more personal level, this is something that she deals with her eyes open and with her eyes closed. And she longed for those times and those days and the experiences that she's had. I mean, she was like friends with Michael Jackson. She was dating Dennis Rodman and a whole bunch of other people that you can probably go down the list. I mean, not saying that she was but women should be able to date as many people as they want to do the same way men do. You know what I mean? We're not trying to do that, but she was the standard. And she really want to get back to those times. You know what I mean? But time is not defeated, bro. Father Time is he's not to be defeated at all. Nobody.
So she goes from that to being that. And what is that? Well, that's the worst journey that a person whose identity is wrapped around them being attractive can ever go through.
Yeah.
Because not only that, your Father Time's you, and then you're fucking yourself by trying to compete with Father Time, and now you're becoming a monster.
Told you.
Yeah.
So now when people see you, instead of going, "Whoa, that's Madonna," they're like, "Yikes!"
Yeah.
It's a cautionary tale now.
Yeah, that's like, and it overshadows their musical achievements
Yeah.
for sure too.
100%, because then it becomes a subject of attention.
Yeah, like Michael Jackson.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They all
What
go
are
through
they
it.
doing now?
They all go through it, man, and it's crazy. Y'all let me know whatever y'all want me to know in the comments below. If you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family.
You're kind of like the head of the reason why I even went in this direction. A lot of us YouTubers point us in a direction of how to make better use of this platform.
Man, you just now made me smile when you brought up, being a father, focusing on what's real.
What brought me back, bro, was that everything that's right will be considered wrong in the end of days. I'm like, yo, the book of Revelations is hitting right now. This joint.
So I went and checked you out, and I was like, whoa, I've seen these before. This dude is doing Uber rap.
In the south that I live in, the liquor and pills are just way too appealing.
It was like, oh my gracious, what did it say? God dang it, I was in the car driving, saying this train over and over and over again, I promise you. So thank you, bro. I will have them looking at your channel.
You look very good for 44, my man.
All four of my kids graduated 4.0 or better. She held me down, and I said, one day, I'm going to take care of you.